It's the Hot 30 Countdown. Sam Mack and Biggsy here, and time to welcome rockstar royalty, Johnny Knoxville from Jackass in the studio. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey, Johnny, what's up?
Oh, just hanging out here in Australia.
Is it fun?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me just tell you the sort of guy that Johnny Knoxville is. Never met him. First thing he says to me, do you want a beer? Yes, please. Thanks, Johnny.
We call you top Aussie blokes.
Wow.
You're a top bloke.
Well, thank you. You're a pretty nice girl yourself.
Now, I went and saw Jackass 2.
Sorry.
I went and saw Jackass 2.
Jackass is fine.
Yeah, see, it's unnatural for me to say ass.
Jackass is fine.
Okay, Jackass 2. And I have a fairly weak stomach.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I got dragged along to see it, and it was pretty bad. I actually enjoyed it.
Did you puke?
Two things that made me quite ill. First one, Steve-O and the fish hook.
Yeah, I don't like watching that. I kind of look at my shoes.
It's horrible when he pierces a fish hook through his mouth.
Yeah, and it won't go, and they have to really push
it. That I had to look away. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And the other one was the horse incident.
I was going to go ahead and say, yeah,
What,
if you have a
what?
queasy stomach, if you see Chris Pontius with a horsey, turn your head.
It's revolting, because I used to work with horses, and I just, I've never really looked at it in that light, and I don't think I'll ever look at it in the same light.
The worst thing is, like, I had it in my hand, the cup full of the mystery juice, horsey juice, and it was so warm.
Oh.
So, Johnny, what shocks you? I mean, we've seen all this stuff. It's crazy. Like, what is it that shocks you? Are you on the set of that sort of thing and thinking, wow, this is out of control, or is it just another day at the office?
Well, it's both. It is another day at the office, but that's, pretty crazy stuff. Seeing Pontius drink a mystery horsey juice.
It's one hell of an office.
Oh my God, what an office. Yeah, that was really disgusting.
Is it something that you wouldn't do yourself?
I smelled it, and that's why I handed it to him.
In the movie, it seems like he does it of his own free will.
No, well, what happened was, I smelled it, and then I go, as an aside, I was like, here, Pontius, try this out. And then he sits there for a second, and he thought, and he goes, Jeff, if I drink this, do I get a bad day? Which means, because he didn't come into work the day before work. He didn't come to set the day before because he's too loaded. And Jeff's like, no, the director. He's like, you had a bad day yesterday and you can't. And so they go back and forth for like 10 minutes of like negotiating back and forth. And Pontius gets a half, he's at a half day. And Jeff's like, maybe you can have a half day. Finally, I'm like, Jeff, he's about to drink horse semen. Chris, you have a bad day. I just love how irrational. I'm the same way on stuff, but everyone's so irrational. Like,
Yeah, if I do something bad,
he did it on his own free will, but it was just there's a whole backstory to it.
that's nutty. It really was horrible. Is there anything that you wouldn't do?
I don't do really gross stuff. I don't do the gross stuff. We decided the two things I can do is stand in one spot or hold on to this. And that's all on the resume, that's all I can do. I can stand in the spot and get smoked by something or hold on to something and get smoked.
Is that because you're getting on a bit now? You're getting old, the bones?
No, I'm just uncoordinated. That's all I could ever do.
Just be goofy.
Well, not even goofy, just lame.
Well, is there anything that, like that rocket stunt where you're on the rocket and you're going to be shot over the lake? To me, when I was watching it, didn't look that scary.
Yeah, well, they said when the rocket explodes, if it fails, it'll fail front and back. And so it did. What I was mainly, when I was riding, I was trying not to let go, because if I let go, I was going to have a face full of fire. And it goes halfway up, and I hear an explosion, and like a foot-long metal rod shoots out the side.
That's right.
Right under my ribs, and if it would have left like a softball-sized hole in me. And then another metal rod shoots out the back and whizzes two crew members' ears, and it would have taken their head off,
Does it question your mortality? Because you're obviously doing something you love and that you've been entirely successful at. But like the passing of Peter Brock was a famous race car driver here who passed away driving a car not so long ago, and obviously the Steve Irwin thing, doing something he loved. Is it something that you would want to be remembered by, or does it scare you, make you think not doing stuff like this?
Well, I mean, we were very upset. I don't know who Peter Brock is, but I get what you're saying. But we were very upset when Steve Irwin died. You know, all the guys loved him, and I think everyone just loved Steve Irwin. You know, and you're right, he was doing what he loved, and unfortunately he passed. And my heart goes out to his family. And but with that said, it does when we're doing our stuff. Like, I know that I almost died when the rocket exploded, but I was like, whatever, let's do it again.
Do you think about your kid and your wife when that sort of thing's going on?
You mean at the exact moment?
Well, when you said, I nearly died.
Yeah, and at the exact moment, I wasn't.
You're just thinking, don't die?
I was just thinking, let's get the bit, let's shoot. Wow. So like, okay, that happened. Let's get the bit. But a few days out before I'll do something, I'll like saying like when I leave, like telling Madison goodbye. When I go to do something that day, that's not when I know it's going to be screwed up. But with that said, it's people have jobs that are. I mean, there's policemen and firemen have to do that every day of their life.